Hi, I'm Katie Dwight from Herd and Flock Animal Sanctuary. Wanted to tell you a little bit about the fire that happened here on August 19th. As you can see back here, the hillsides around our farm have been burned on 3 sides. We were given a warning by a sheriff to evacuate, and he told us we had about a half an hour to get out. So we were immediately frantic to thinking about loading 40 animals in half an hour, but we just decided to do what we could. So we started with the cows, tried to load our 3 cows, but we're only able to get 1 on to the trailer. The other 2 just refused to get on the trailer. We tried loading some of our pigs. We could not force them on the trailer. They would not go, and we couldn't spend a lot of time. We didn't have the time, so we moved on to the goats. We were able to put 5 goats in the back of our truck, but there were 2 additional baby goats that we have, and we could not catch them. They always run away from us, so there was just no way for us to catch them. And we decided we had to take their mother out of the truck and leave her with them if they were going to have any chance of survival. So we loaded our chickens and our own personal pets, 3 cats, a dog, and a turtle. And we were looking up at the sky and it was glowing red. So we left, and that was really devastating to us to leave some of our animals behind. It was about 2 or 3 in the morning. The last thing we did is we opened all the gates for our animals, so in theory they could run away from the fire. We drove out not knowing where we were going to. We had nothing arranged, and it was the middle of the night. But fortunately, we gave a call to Monica Stevens at Jameson Ranch, and she was able to find that Charlie's Acres was willing to take us. So I continued on to Charlie's Acres with 1 cow, 4 goats, and 21 chickens, plus our pets. And Megan, meanwhile, turned back to meet somebody who had offered to come and see if they could return to the farm and get the rest of the animals. So Megan returned and waited at the end of the road. Firefighters had come rushing up the road. She saw 6 fire trucks rushing up our road, but we were not allowed up. And it turned out we ended up waiting all day long until the afternoon, till 2 or 3 in the afternoon, before we were allowed back to the property. We had no idea about our house or our animals, so we were in anguish the whole time. And but when we got here, we found that all our animals were okay. The firefighters had protected them and our house. The only thing, the damage that we received was with the fences and with our big barn. This barn is no longer able to hold anybody because of the damage. As you can see, the fire was right in here, inside our barn. These were piles of hay that we had totally destroyed. The roof has been partially destroyed. The stalls, there's 10 stalls in this barn, and many of them have fire damage. So fortunately, the barn, we've been told, is salvageable despite all the damage. All the plumbing and electrical was destroyed, and there's smoke damage, which is very expensive to clean. We've been given an estimate of $50,000 for the barn to clean the smoke out. You can see the hillsides have been burned. The trees, the bottoms of the trees are all burnt and black. And really, it's the firefighters that saved our property, and we're very grateful to them. So we've moved the goats over to our red barn, and it's tight quarters, but it's working out. It's serviceable until the big barn is fixed. Here has 2 babies. They were being also used for milk at a private residence, She was impregnated a couple of times and lost her babies. They were given away.
And so we were really happy to be able to keep the family together.
Yeah, so we're missing our man goat, who's Teddy.
Guess where Teddy is? He's in the trailer. He's practicing for the next evacuation.
He likes to hang out in the trailer now. But he's the daddy of Meg's two kids.
And so it was nice to be able to keep a family unit together. And we have another flock of hens and a foster rooster. And that rounds out our about 40 animals that we take care of every day. We're very lucky that Jeff needs this internship for his school, and that he wanted to spend his school internship with us. And so we're very lucky to have a little bit of help. And that's about it.
Do you have any questions?
I'm so sorry. I made a mistake on my end. I had some technical glitches on this side, and it looks like I did not record the beginning part of the tour. And I was wondering, just for the folks who are watching the recorded version, if you wouldn't mind showing I know the reception is terrible, but just kind of the near the outside of the barn again to let folks know what happened. It's just amazing that you're able to rebuild. It's amazing that you're able to rebuild after such damage.
Yeah, so the main things during the LNU complex fire that burned were fencing, one of our wells, and the big barn. And the big barn is a 10-stall horse barn. I guess it's lucky that it's a steel barn because structurally it's salvageable, but a lot of panels, portions of the roof, the plumbing and electrical all need to be replaced. And unfortunately, it's not going to be replaced until December. So we have temporary lodgings. The good thing is because we're just started last October, we hadn't filled up every nook and cranny of the sanctuary buildings. So we were able to make some adjustments. And I think if there's a lesson in that, we should never be totally at capacity, because the extra spaces need to be available. Sorry, it's so windy. Need to be available for evacuees or quarantine or foster animals. And so here's one corner of the barn that burned on the outside. Do we still have connection up here?
Yeah, we still have connection right now.
Oh, okay, that's great. So this is one corner, and we can go ahead and look in the two front big doors.
Wow.
And so you can see the ceiling where the fire came in, and then it burned, let's see, 5 of 10 stalls, 6 of 10 stalls. Happily, no animals were in here. Everybody was outside. And we feel so lucky that insurance will cover most of the damage, but not all. So in addition to this barn and the well, we lost between 3,000 and 4,000 feet of fencing. And that is really where the major costs are for rebuilding. And we're just trying to find somebody to help fix our fences. So if you know anybody who does fence work, please let us know. Shoot us a message.
In the Vacaville area.
Yeah, we're up in Vacaville between San Francisco and Sacramento.
And our ACE co-host, Deidre, did drop the link to Herd and Flock in the chat. So if anybody out there does know Anybody who is willing to donate their time to help with fencing at Herd and Flock, definitely get in touch because they're doing some wonderful work out there. And it's miraculous that everybody was safe with the fire so like really coming on to the sanctuary, not just getting close. It really came on to the property and damaged that large barn. It's amazing that everybody is safe.
It really is. It's kind of a miracle. We're so fortunate.
And everybody is just so, you can tell everybody is happy. They're happy to be back home. I'm so glad you were able to get everybody over to Charlie's Acres.
Yeah, that was a really fortunate place for us to land, and we're so grateful to them. And Tracy at Charlie's Acres, the founder, she allowed us to stay in what's normally their office space, and we stayed there for a month, and we were able to be just a stone's throw away from all our animals that were staying in a barn near the office.
You know how they often say it takes a village, and for sure at 1 a.m. Monica Stevens from Jameson Humane in Napa, she started coordinating for us. She got out of bed and just started getting on the phone. She called Erica from Flatbrook Farms, who I think you're going to see very soon today, who immediately came out. She was here before 3 a.m. to help us try to evacuate the rest of the animals that we left behind. And then Charlie's Acres and Rihanna and Amanda and all their wonderful volunteers helping us offload there.
And Animal Place offered a trailer.
Animal Place sent 2 people down with a giant trailer to help us offload. Only Sunshine Sanctuary in Alberta near Sacramento came with their horse trailer. We had several volunteers to show up. Someone put 3 of our goats in the back of her, mom car. And so we've learned a lot. The plan we had in place was pretty okay. But because of all the help, we now have a better understanding about how many animals can we safely have here, how many can we safely evacuate, who do we need to call, how do we practice, and already Teddy Goat is practicing in the trailer. We can probably go and see him. If anybody has
that would be great.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Teddy's running fire drills.
Yeah, he just likes, to get inside stuff. And so we are leaving the trailer open and in the center pasture so that all the animals can kind of check it out and know that it's not a scary thing. Already, 2 of the cows have gone in there that we've seen, and almost all the goats have gone to check it out. But I'll say Teddy finds this his regular man-goat cave, let's call it. And we're so happy to be here this morning. Thank you for organizing this cool event.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. I know that you all have a lot of stuff going on right now, and I'm so glad that you have an intern to help out as well.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so awesome. We're so happy.
Okay.
What's up, big boy? Are we disturbing you in your nap? Hi, good boy.
Attaboy, Teddy.
I wasn't for sure he was in here, but I was pretty sure he's in here.
Horns that are curved, and they grow, if they allowed, they grow right back into his skull. And so he's got to have these trimmed regularly.
Hopefully not more than once a year. But it was to remove their horn buds. Some a procedure
Uh-oh. We've lost you.
We had probably did benefit from kindly. But even though he was disbudded, the horns grow back. And so now, unfortunately, his grow back in a way that is dangerous for his survival. So we'll have to regularly trim those. Hey, buddy.
Oh, he's so handsome.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he really is a good looking dude. And he loves being pet and paid attention to. Huh. And he deserves it. He knows how to engage in some self-care. Hi.
We do have a question. Is trimming his nails like is trimming his horns like trimming their hooves?
Have to be careful because just like a dog's claws, trim it too close, there's blood in there. You can see this one's very short, but you can see there's a little bit of bone marrow in there also. So he actually has to be sedated. So he had to be knocked Katie and I did not do that. We had our vet do that. She did a pretty good job. She got right down to the blood vessel. Something was different, but it didn't bother him much, which was great. Some horns, though, especially, you know, dogs that have like black nails, you have to be really careful, like how you trim them. And so it's a really good idea to go slowly. Hi. Happily, we can.
Question. Oops, we've lost you again. Megan and Katie, we've lost you again. We'll be right back, folks. We're just a little out of bandwidth, it looks like. Over there. I'm so glad we got to learn about the impacted oviducts. That is a very common problem in hens that are specifically bred by the egg-laying industry. And it's wonderful that they were able to get surgery to help that little gal out. Oh, we're back with you, I think.
Hi. Sorry
Hi.
about that. We have Wi-Fi boosters, but they don't always work.
Oh, and it looks like we're recording. There we go. Oh, almost.
There you go.
Let's go to Australorps.
And we're sideways.
Oh.
There we go.
Thanks for your patience.
Oh no, thank you for your patience. I'm having technical difficulty on my end and I'm just sitting in my living room.
Hmm?
Oh.
Yeah. Hey again.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I think we might be able to hear you. for anybody who's been out to the rescue ranch and now herd and flock, the reception is a bit patchy outside of Vacaville. So I think that's why we keep cutting in and out. But we'll hang in there. We'll persevere. There we go.
Thanks again for waiting. Sorry about that. We apparently are finding all of our dead spots. So thanks for helping us find where all those are. Hi, Tony.
Oh, hi, Tony.
Up close and personal.
We do have a couple of questions. If you all are up for fielding a couple of questions from the audience.
Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. How much food do you go through for all 40 of your residents?
Oh, we're not sure because they're all growing. We try to keep them in hay as much as possible. We order hay probably every month, and we get maybe 30 bales every month. Bedding and hay is approximately, for us right now, is approximately $1,200 a month.
And so yet another reason why folks need to visit the website and donate, keep these kids in hay.
Yeah.
And it would also help with the fire repair for the fencing and rebuilding the barn. And we have a question from Pat Huey. When will you be open for tours again?
Well, open for virtual tours anytime and open for volunteers to come. We have some COVID protocols. Regular, we were getting ready when the pandemic. We've also tours of, a couple that like a pod that is sheltering together. And so I think we're still open to that. What we really need is anybody willing to come and visit the animals and pick up a little poop. That would be really great.
That's a big part of volunteering, that's for sure. And we have how can you tell how much an animal weighs? Like these larger animals, especially the cows and the large pigs that we visited earlier.
Well, for the cows, what we do is we use a measurement. And so when you measure from here to here, and then you measure their heart girth, which is around their under their armpits. For cow, how much they weigh, and since they're still growing, we keep track of that, so we know we make sure that they're getting enough food and energy for growing into happy, healthy, long-living animals. For the pigs, it's very similar. It's from ear to tail, multiplied by heart girth twice, divided by 400, and you get about their sizes. So Luther measured every day. He's about 480 pounds. Tom is about 460. And we weren't able to get the other pigs because they just were like in their mud wallows.
Han. Hi, Han. Hello.
And Han, just in case I didn't catch that when the recording messed up on my end, Han is the cow that had the leg problem, correct?
Yes, retracted tendons, I think it's called. And he could not stand as a baby. But Helen Deems, is that how you say her name? Demas. Helen Demas at Sunset Farms in Oregon. She regularly rehabilitates calves.
And she gave him physical therapy every day until he could stand on his own.
Oh, that is amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
We were happy to be able to take Han and Finn from her so that she could have space to rescue more needy calves.
It's so good to know that there's folks out there who can do that kind of thing. I mean, who knew that there were physical therapists for cows? That is awe-inspiring.
Isn't that beautiful?
It really is. It truly is beautiful. And your little gal who had the impacted oviduct, who just came back from surgery, what was her name again?
Her name is Olive, and she's about 3 years old, along with the rest of her flock mates. They all are at risk for oviduct impaction, and so we are taking them in 2 or 3 at a time to get ultrasounds so that we can better keep track of their progress. And if surgery is needed, great. Well, we can think about doing that. If an implant to keep them from producing is necessary, we can think about doing that. All of those procedures, though, are pretty expensive, but these are individual hands that and individual beings that haven't had the benefit of hair as individuals. And so we're really committed to making sure that for as long as they live, we want them to be happy, healthy individuals.
It is amazing that you all are able to step in and help out with something that wouldn't really happen to chickens normally. This is only happening because of the egg industries forcibly breeding them to overproduce their eggs, correct?
Yes, and so not only just the breeding, but then the conditions that they're living in. So in a battery cage facility, they will leave the lights on for 24/7 so that they produce more. Or if they fall off on their producing, they go through a period of starving them so that their system jump starts that again. And they're put through these processes for the first 3 years of their life. And by the time they are let go, if they're lucky enough to go to sanctuary, they end up having a lot of health problems. And so it really matters if someone is interested still in eating eggs, can't quite let that go, which I can understand. That I used to love eating eggs. That was a very hard thing for me to let go. But if you are going to buy eggs or use eggs, think about where you're getting those. And pasture raised eggs are far better than cage free or what are some of the other ones? Certainly the regular battery cage ones.
Free range.
Free range. Pasture raised is definitely better, the better choice if someone needs to do that.
And I know that a lot of sanctuaries, what happens with the rescued gals when they do continue to lay eggs, which they do, is the eggs are actually fed back to them because they are lacking in so many nutrients because of the situations they came from in these battery farms.
Yeah, and so we do that. We gather the eggs, we hard boil them, we mash them, and we feed them back to the chickens. We have to be careful with the leghorns, though, for them in particular, because of fatty liver disease. So a lot of times we remove the yolks and feed them back the egg whites and the egg shell, and then they can absorb those nutrients again without all the cholesterol and extra things that are in the yolk.
We have a great question. Do you have a wish list of things that you need for the sanctuary, and where can people find that?
Thank you so much for asking. We absolutely have a wish list through Amazon. Right after the fire, we began receiving donations from very generous people that were wanting to help us rebuild. And we also started getting a lot of things from our Amazon wish list, just boxes showing up full of treats or toys or replacement watering dishes, that sort of thing. And so that has been an absolute delight. We put together a wish list a couple months ago, not really doing anything about it except just having it there as kind of a reminder of what we needed to buy. But to have people go to Amazon, search for Herd and Flock Animal Sanctuary, we have a list of things that we can really use that would help enrich the lives of the animals here.
Thank you for that great question, Shay. That is an awesome question. And I think that's really really clever way for people to help out and get things that you specifically need right now. And we have, oh, Pat Huey suggested anybody having trouble giving up eggs should watch Dr. Greger's videos on eggs. And we'll actually be talking to Dr. Greger tomorrow. So he's going to be part of our World Veg Fest lineup this year also. I just love, and I know he is amazing, isn't he? Something I mentioned during our, when we did our sanctuary fundraiser was I do want to talk about it again briefly, is I love how all of the different sanctuaries have come together to help each other out. And it's just such an amazing network in Northern California that we have of all of these animal sanctuaries who all have each other's backs in times of fire, in times of drought. It's really heartwarming to see this amazing network of caring, compassionate people who jump into action and just are there supporting each other. It's really, really neat.
I wonder if I can plug something at this point. A lot of the Northern California sanctuaries have gotten together and we're putting together a 2021 calendar. And there are 12 or 13 sanctuaries or rescues participating. And we have a month with photos and a little bit about each of the sanctuaries. And so that will become available, I think, in another 4 weeks. And each one of us will be each one of the sanctuaries will be selling 2021 calendars about Northern California sanctuaries.
I love that. What a great project. When that comes out, when that's available, please let us know and we'll make sure to share that on our social media.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, what a fantastic project. And who wouldn't want to support that? And honestly, that's the best way to celebrate a new year, right? You get to see a new picture of a rescued animal every day. That's amazing. I love that idea.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited.
That is so cool. Let me see if we have any other questions. I know I missed a couple earlier when I was having technical difficulty on my end. Sorry about that. You know, this is a brave new world for all of us.
Definitely.
We're all, animal people and activists. We're not usually behind a computer doing new technological things. So I really thank you for our audience for having patience with us. I appreciate it. Oh, yes. And so for volunteers, should folks who are interested in helping out, should they just go to the website? Is that the best way to sign up?
That, or you can message us via Facebook if you're already on Facebook. Gotten rid of all that nonsense. And definitely go to our website, which is, of course, the way just picked up, herdandflockanimalsanctuary.org. And you can fill out a contact form and we'd be happy to find a time for you to come and help out. Thanks.
Excellent. And there is a link to the website in the chat. Our ACE co-host Deidre just dropped that link in the chat. And we also have the link available on our sfworldvegfest.org website under the vendors page. So that will be up there for anybody who is interested in volunteering. You can also donate there. And as we discussed just moments ago, you can also go onto Amazon and search for Herd and Flock and check out the Amazon wish list there. Thank you so much for joining us again. We really, really, really appreciate it. You all are doing some amazing work. And I'm so inspired by what you're doing.
Thank you so much for having us this weekend. It was fun.
Thank you.
We'll be back in touch soon for sure.
Cool.
Have a great day. Great to see you both. Have a wonderful time. Hug all the animals for us.
That won't be a problem.
Take care. All righty, folks. We've got another drawing coming up for our raffle. Let me just see who we've got coming up. Oh, we have the first of several giveaways. Easy Breezy gave us several gift certificates to do raffles with, which we're so grateful for. For those who are not familiar, Easy Breezy does have vegan frozen yogurt. It's soft serve vegan frozen yogurt. They're not an entirely vegan company, but they do have vegan options. And we do like to support vegan options anywhere we can find them. So very grateful for Easy Breezy donating some gift certificates. So we'll be giving those away in pairs of 2. And our very first drawing for 2 Easy Breezy vegan froyos is coming up right now. And if you want to get involved in the raffle, you can just, the raffle tickets are $5 each. And you can purchase those through our PayPal, which is paypal.me/sfvegsociety. And then you'll be entered into the raffle drawing for a chance to win. If you want to see what raffle prizes are available, you can go to our website, which is sfworldvegfest.org. And let's see who's winning the first pair of Froyo raffle tickets. All righty. Oh, it's Mike Downland. Yay! Yay, Mike. So I know you're going to enjoy those. And Mike, I'll go ahead and mail those gift certificates out to you ASAP so you can be enjoying some vegan froyo courtesy of Easy Breezy. All righty, folks. So we're going to take just a couple minute break, and then we'll be right back with our next farm sanctuary tour with Flatbrook Farm. Thanks so much, everybody. Grab yourself a water, grab yourself a snack, do some stretching, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you for joining us.